A genetic specialist right here in the United Kingdom has claimed that Richard III, the British king who died more than 530 years ago, might never have been the rightful monarch. Let's explain. You may remember Richard III as the king that Shakespeare called a hunchbacked toad. His remains were found buried beneath a UK parking lot in 2012. Well, after conducting DNA tests, scientists have been unable to match it with any potential male living descendants. The discovery also puts into question the claim to the throne by some of England's noble houses. Let's get more now. Kate Williams is a royal historian and joins us live from Buckingham Palace in London. So thanks, first of all, for joining us, Kate. So does this throw into question the current monarchs, Kate? Because the DNA findings potentially have big implications that there is no definite link with any male descendants. The female line is established, which might mean perhaps that there was a question of infidelity at some point in the royal lineage. So what are the implications here?
That's exactly right, Hannah. So what we've got is the female line is exactly as we expected it to be for Richard III. The male line is not. There's a break. And that is because we are pretty clear that someone's wife went off with someone else. Now, that might just be any old soap opera. When it's the royal family, what this means is this impact on people's right to have the throne. And we don't know where it is at the moment. We know there's a gap in this lineage. We don't know exactly who it is. So we don't know who it was whose wife was unfaithful. But there's all kinds of talk, and what there might be is that there was always suggested that, quite complicated, but Edward III, his son John of Gaunt, perhaps wasn't his son, and it was the Tudors. The Tudors saw their line going back to John of Gaunt, so that's Henry VII, Henry VIII, Elizabeth I, and our current queen, so here I am at Buckingham Palace, our current queen, her claim to the throne goes back to the Tudors. So for the Tudors, if their line perhaps isn't right, if they aren't as royal as we thought they are, that impacts on everyone all the way down, including the Queen, including Prince William, Prince Charles, and of course Prince George.
This is fascinating. So is it going to be possible at some point to figure out where the break happened and potentially where the royal lineage should have taken us?
Yes, that is the key question. Where did this break happen? Was it very close to the throne? Was it very close to Richard? Or was it some much more distant male relative? And that's what scientists are doing now. It's a job for, us royal historians, there's nothing more we love than a nice family tree, but it's the scientists and their DNA and the genes, and it's pretty incredible they could even... I mean, it's amazing to me that they could even look into this and find out who was unfaithful to who in the 15th century. But that's what they're going to do. So I think it's going to take some time. So probably at least, a good year or so before we might know who it is who was unfaithful. And if it is very close to Richard, then that really does impact on the whole royal line, right down to the Queen. But of course, in royal history, we always say that the child of the marriage is the legitimate child. It is the child of that is the royal person, that is the king, that is the queen. So because the parents are married, still the child is legitimate in royal succession terms. But otherwise, we pretty much wait and watch. It's pretty thrilling.